Yay! Hello everybody. I think I was live. Doing it differently this evening. Just wait for confirmation from the lovely Leona in my ear. It's still counting down for Leona. Wow, that's some delay. Perfect. Was there music with the banana? Can you tell me? Or was it just silent? Okay. Let the audience tell me. Yes, and all that stuff. How are you? How's everybody? Good for you in this evening. Great to see. Like I said, I'm streaming directly from OBS this evening, and Leona has control of my cameras, which could be a bit scary. So we'll see how it's going to go, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it gives us something to work on. This evening I am going to be working on a goblet. It's something I've done before. This is going to be a different design, but it's a dragon claw goblet, so the cup is going to have the claws holding the bottom of the cup. Carved, it's going to be carved, holding the bottom of the cup, and then we're going to have kind of the arm coming in and down into the stem and all that. I have done that before. I sold it though for the Make It Matter auction. That's now in America. And I also made a couple for weddings and stuff like that, but I've never actually made myself one. So I'm going to make myself one because I like dragons and I like the whole dragon theme and all that. So I'm going to do that. Is this Steve C. Banana? Welcome. Thank you very much for joining. It's great to have you on board. That's great. Brilliant. We'll get you added into all the socials and all that jazz. So yes, let's see if this works. I'm going to flick it back to OBS so that Leona can see OBS. And yes, you are now in charge of the cameras, Leona. So I'm going to get up. Yeah, Leona is learning which camera's which and which view is what. So just bear with her if we're a bit jumpy and stuff. It's going to take time for Leona to get used to the views and stuff like that. And I've got to set them up to suit the stream as well. So if it's not quite right, let us know, and we can adjust it today and we can get it right and we know where we stand. But until then, let's do it. If you want to just go over to the rear view camera, and we'll go from there. She forgot already. Yay, I did that with no hands. That was just really weird. Right, I'm going to put my chair away over here so I'm not tripping over it. And yes, so as I said, it is part one. This is part one. We are in the van again as well this evening. So, you know, cameras will be a rocking and stuff like that, but it is what it is. We've got to make do what we have. I have a piece of beech. It's spalted birch, it says, but I think it's beech. Oh, it is birch. Doesn't look soft. It looks really, really. This bit looks quite. Well, it's birch, so it's not beech. I read it wrong, but it's birch. We'll go with it, and if it's not good, then we'll change things. But it's about the right size for me for what I want at the moment. It's 120 mil square, which is 4 3/4 inches, and it is 7 1/4 inches long, which is 185 mil. I'm just going to find the centers, and then we're going to put it in on the lathe and we'll turn it round, and we should know by the time we've turned it round whether it's going to be suitable for what we want. Now I've got to try and guess where the corner is on this. I'm not too worried because I've got loads on this. This blank is actually way too big in diameter to what I want, but the length is kind of close to what I want, and I am limited on wood. Hello to everyone, by the way. I won't list everyone off. I'm not going to list everyone off because there's over 30 of you and it would just take too long and it just takes too much of the show. But please know that you are all very welcome and it is great to see you. And a big special thank you to all my bananas. I will mention you towards the end and I'll name you all out. But yes, it's great to have everyone here on the live. So I'm just going to get my my mad mallet, as I call it. It's like that. Look at that. That's a mad mallet. It's got an eyeball and everything. Could I do with lifting that camera up a bit, I wonder? Maybe just a little bit. There we go. We'll see how the piece looks in it. There we go. So 2 dinky dinks, and we're just going to put it between centres, and we're going to round it off and decide what diameter I want it. Winging it a bit. Like I said, I've done some of these before. It was a while ago. For those that have followed me for a while, you would have seen the dragon claw goblets that I've done. There is a lot of carving in them. The carving, as I said, the carving won't happen this evening. This is part 1. We'll do some carving on another show. For now, we're just going to concentrate on the shape of the goblet and where we're going. The cup is going to be quite thick towards the base of the cup because I need to leave room to carve the hand, the claws. But the top, I'll be finishing, the rim of the cup, I'll be finishing, maybe put a bit of some kind of texture or something on it. We'll see. Not sure if we're going to go with colour or not. We'll decide that as we're going along. Give that a slow turn just to see are we clear of everything. Yep. Alright, where's my shield? Put my shield on over here. If you have any questions, folks, please just start them with a capital Q or write it in capitals so Leona can see it, and we'll try our best to answer any questions. If I can't answer it, then I'm sure there is a wealth of knowledge in the chat, and I'm sure that someone will have the answer for you. Okay, let's make this round. All good so far, Leona? Cool. I'm having, I think I mentioned that in the banana live actually, this tool rest, I think, do you know the end of the screw that holds the actual spindle of the rest, I think it's rounded off and it's not holding it super tight, so I have to be careful. Punky at the moment, Leona, so we'll see as we get into it a bit. Nice. Respiratory issues. testing then on top of the COVID test. Still waiting for a result. No, my son got his result and he is clear. So we'll see. That's not how it works though, apparently. Doing what they're supposed to. I'm Delilah. Huh, that tasted nice. Just a roughing cut for now, not worried about what the outside of it's looking like. We're just getting rid of bulk. I am going to just touch up that chisel. 1 second, folks. I don't have a sharpening cam, so I can arrange that if people are interested on watching sharpening and stuff like that. I know some folk do like to see that kind of thing, so I can add that view if you wish, because that's the kind of guy I am. Yeah, yeah, it's just purely Leona. That's why the cameras are better. No, it's because I'm not streaming through 2 platforms. Normally I would go through Manycam and then go through StreamYard and do it that way. But it's because I'm going directly through OBS to YouTube. I think the resolution, all that's better. I don't know. I'm not a whiz on cameras and stuff like that. But I'm thinking that's why. So we're doing the yes, yeah. So we're going. It's OBS direct streaming to Facebook. Yeah, so you just click on it and move it. If you need to move something, you can just click on it and move it. Yeah, exactly. We've been talking about doing this for ages, myself and Leona, you know, giving her control of the cameras, but it took me a while to work out how to do it. But we're there now. Hopefully, anyway. Okay, I think we are round. We are. It's a lovely piece of wood. There is some punkiness in it. It's not super bad. We've got a nice vein all the way along its length down there. That goes pretty deep, so hopefully that will hold together. But to be honest with you, I'm not super worried about it being a little bit punky, because if it is, when I carve it, I will take that into account, and I will use that. I will use the force and we'll make that as part of the design of the dragon's skin and scales and stuff like that. So the wood is going to decide what details we put into it. So like I said, I've got a vein that is a crack all the way through. It's not a crack, but it's a vein through the wood that goes quite deep all the way this side. So I think we're going to make the cup the headstock end, and then we can get rid of most of that when we will turn it away and worry about the other end. So we'll be putting a tenon on the tailstock end and spin it round, and that way the tenon's going to be holding all that together, and I'll add a bit of glue in as we go along. I still want to take a good amount off of this, make it thinner again. What are we at the moment? We're about 4 inches. I think I want to bring it round about, I think I want to bring it to about 3.25 inch cup. So we've got a bit to take off. And get some good speed on it now. I'll do some aggressive push cuts now just to get rid of some of the bulk. Okay, Nick, cheers. I will look into that, definitely. Yeah, that's one thing. I've kind of concentrated on the cameras more than the sound. And I know StreamYard normally does quite a good job on suppression and cutting out the background. So yeah, I'll have a play with that surely. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if you can do it now, Leona. You have full control of OBS there. So. Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, I think I'll have to study up on it first, rather than messing up the feed. And I'll fix it for next time. So I'm just picking up the cup with the gouge, and I'm leaning my body weight across, running my finger along the groove of the front of the tool rest, and that gives me a good control on the cup. I can slow it down and speed it up. Slower you go, the more tidier the cup. Not swinging my arms around. Right, where are we? Excuse me. Right, we're at 3.5 there. I'll take a little bit more off, and then we're going to call that about where I want it. Again, this is kind of a push and roll cut that I do. Roll it backwards, and it really takes a good aggressive cut, but you can guide how much it's taken off to. And then you can just clean off the bumpy bumps. So just, again, leaning your body across. I think that's as narrow as I'm going to go with that. We're at 3.5 now. We'll go with that, and we can work out what kind of cup and stuff I want. So we're going to put a tenon on this end now, and I'm going to decide the size of tenon with my calipers. Here's the calipers I prepared earlier. Blue Peter. Okay. Any questions at the moment? I know it's just turning a goblet at the moment. Put this away over here. Look at this. Bring the tool rest out a little bit now. While I'm doing this, just want to let you know that Ruby Claire, the lady that we interviewed on the Rob and Steve show the other night, last week, now has her YouTube channel activated. Rob has helped her out with that, and is going to start putting up some short videos, I think clips of stuff that she's done, and that just until she gets enough subscribers and views that she can put longer videos up. But if you would all like to head over to Ruby Claire and subscribe to her, and the link is in the chat. Thank you, Leona. If you head over to Ruby's channel, give her a subscribe, you will not be disappointed. I can assure you there is probably going to be some really cool demonstrations and showing off the pieces that she's already made, which is like you could look at them all day, every day. They are pretty damn amazing. So please go and give Ruby a follow. She's new to the YouTubes. Rob's helping her out. So give her some love. Now I'm putting quite a deep tenon on this because yeah, we've lost most of that split on the tenon, so that's good. We're holding good wood, as they say. Alright, that's it. I'll take that out now and we're going to put it into the chuck. Take my head shield off for a second, and I'm going to take a drink because it's just a dusty old job. I have the heater on in here as well, and that kind of sucks the air out of the place. Camera's going alright, Leona? Happy and all that? Good. I love it when a plan comes together. Alright. Okay. Find our centre again. Right. I like turning goblets. I don't turn enough of them though. I should turn more because I do enjoy doing. And I haven't done a goblet for a long time actually, have I? Do you know what? I think the last goblet I turned live was the spiral stem one. Long time ago. With the barley twist. Okay, so there we go. Now I need to decide on the shape of my cup. and the size of the cup and rim and all that. I'm going to tidy up the top edge first, make sure we've got a nice flat edge to start with, and then we're going to go from there. Don't need to take the whole front face off because obviously we're going to be hollowing it out, but I just need to take Who's that? Anya. Hi Anya. Great to see you again. Thank you very much for joining. Sorry about all the noise and that as I put this face shield on. It does play with the mic a little bit. So I've just cleaned up that edge there. Now I'm going to try and decide on proportion. Now we were talking about proportion, shape and size and all that on the show last night. My blank is 7 inches long. If we went by the rule of thirds, we'd be going what? 2.5. About in and around 2.5, 2.25 each section, a bit less. That doesn't work with this particular goblet because I want to have hands coming into it or claws coming into it. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have quite a short stem on this and have more detail and the claws coming around it, and we'll go with that. Yeah, right, okay, let's just go with it, man. Let's just like turn it, man. If I can find my gouge. Oh, I'm in the right mess around here. I tell you, I need to have a tidy. There we go. We'll try and decide on some sort of size. I don't think I want the cup too wide, so I'm going to bring the width of that down a bit, and we'll start shaping it too. Don't use a sharpener, that's skipping. I was turning yesterday and I was turning a really hard piece of oak. It was nothing special, it was just a spacer for something that I needed, but man, that stuff was hard. It was a piece of oak that I've had for a long time, and boy oh boy, that thing beat up my tools. Bear with me folks, doesn't take long. Just have to take the platform off of the pro edge so I can get the gouge on. Sounds nice. What are you eating? Alright, so a which? Oh, a tea cake. Oh, very nice. So I'm just going to take the back and I'll work myself backwards. Like I said, the walls on the base of this goblet are going to be quite thick because that's where I'll be carving the claws from. But the claws aren't coming all the way to the top of the cup. Aggressive cut that. Right, so I need to take a little bit more off the cup there and come down here. I thought to be aggressive here. Just trying to decide on what shape I want the cup. I want quite a minimalistic cup. I don't want any kind of swoops, and because that would make it difficult to carve too. So just a nice sleek Game of Thrones type effect on it. Yeah, I'm liking that. We're going to have a bit of a roll on the top, like a bead on the top, with maybe a bit of texture underneath it, and then that's the claws will be coming down it. So to be honest with you, I think I'm quite happy with that shape. Bring my tool rest in there a bit. I'll just do a bit of a cleaning cut on that. Just on the roll as it comes down. Okay, and like I say, I'm not too super worried about the finish at the moment because there's going to be a lot of carving on the cup. But I do want the top rim to be how I want it to be finished. So we're going to come round the top like so. And then we're going to continue that bead round. Like so. Hi Rubber Dub, how are you? Going to the left hand for a second there, just to form my bead. That's good, I like that. Okay. Now I want to just come down in depth there a little bit. Like so. So that's defined the bead that I want on the top. This is quite a pale wood, so we could end up putting a bit of colour into this maybe. Let's see what the sport one looks like. Alright, that's good. And the trick is to continue with similar shape that I've got already. Taking this down. Trying to pick up the cut again. Yeah, there's something quite relaxing about actually doing it too, Anya, because that's why I took it up. It's good for the head. So I'm happy with that kind of shape. I'll maybe roll this in rather than having it square. Like I say, it's a gothic-y kind of goblet rather than a slender, thin one. Just swapping from left to right hand because I'm very restricted on room I have in this van working. And that lower part there is actually slightly beaded too. There we go. That's kind of the rough shape. We'll get the rest of that with sanding. That's as far as I'm going to go with the outside that for now. I need to leave the bulk there. We're going to do a bit of hollowing now. And we're going to hollow the cup out. That's actually a really pretty piece of wood. It looks really pale as it's spinning, but all those lines and that, it actually looks quite gnarly. It's nice. I like that. We won't sand up the outside yet. We're gonna hollow that out. Now I'm not sure how the camera's going to work with the hollowing side of things. One thing I will do first of all is I'm going to just check that my tenon is tight. My chuck is tight, sorry. Hi Carol. Yeah, 100% Scott. Oh, Scott, sorry, yeah, go ahead. Say it. Sorry. Yeah, exactly, Anya. It's kind of cool. Scott, I haven't got the smaller one. I was actually using the smaller one. I'm on sidecam. Okay, there you go. Scott, there's two of my Colwyn chisels there. Skew chisels. Love these. They're a nicely balanced, light tool. Really nice to use. Just Scott was saying in his live, he'd like to know what they're like. They are really nice. They're made by Crown, and love them. Absolutely love them. They're my go-to skews now. And Val, they are a rolled edge. Yeah, they do have a rolled edge on them as well. Yeah, rolled edge and tapered down to the handle. I've heard a couple of people say that these are flexible at the shaft, but I can't get that to flex at all. Now I'm putting everything well, if it breaks, it breaks. It shouldn't, should it? So I'm putting all I can into that, and I'm not getting any flex in it. I don't know whether maybe there was an older version that flexed, but no, I've not had any flex on those. So not at the moment. Anyway, so right, we're going to take the tailstock away. Put that down there, and I'm gonna actually, I know I shouldn't, I've got glasses on, but I'm gonna put goggles up here, have I? No. Yeah, they're a nice skew. So I'm gonna hollow this, and because of room, we're gonna see how it goes with cameras. If it's a thing that the camera's annoying, I can actually move the whole lathe, and we'll try and get a better angle, but we'll see anyway. I'm going to start with my gouge, spindle gouge, which is here. It's not over there, Steve. Just take another slug of drink. No questions so far, no. Oh, it's a Canadian takeover, is it? A little bit of a wobble on that, but not too bad. Let's see how we go with this. I have a really extended chuck. I have mentioned this a few times on lives. I've got a really long extension on this chuck, and it causes a lot of vibration when you're doing long spindle work, so I might have to do some different techniques than you would normally be used to seeing, where I'm pushing towards the headstock rather than putting pressure on the outside of the piece. In fact, I think I am. I'm going to do it with my skew. I like using my skew as a hollowing tool. Little 1/4 inch skew. We'll go with that to start with, and we'll see how we get on. It's probably very dark, is it? Like I say, with doing it this way, I'm putting all the pressure through the centre of the spindle back into the headstock, and I'm not putting any pressure on the side of the piece and giving it a chance to be hopped out the chuck. I've got quite a small tenon on there as well, because they're not huge jaws. Very restricted at the moment of what I can use on this lathe, chucks and things like that. I have other chucks, but they don't fit this particular lathe. Like I say, this is going to be kind of an optical illusion. That's as thin as I'm going to go on that front edge. Yeah, Robert, my dad had one of the old school plunger routers, like one of the big, huge ones, and he was using it in the garage. He didn't have a workshop as such. Well, it kind of was, but it was a workshop for doing everything. The car fitted it inside it and everything. But he was using a plunge router once, and the same thing happened. The bit that was in it shattered and broke into 3 pieces, and one piece shot out and went into the plasterboard wall so deep that you couldn't kind of gouge it out. The other piece shot up and smashed one of the lights, and another piece went straight into the palm of his hand. It bounced off the piece that he was cutting, and it bounced up and it went right into the palm of his hand, really deep. He had to go and get it surgically removed. So that caught him out big time. So I'm just getting my depth kind of going a good bit into the piece in the centre for now. See you, Lewis. Thank you very much for popping in and watching. As I say, this is just kind of roughing. I'm not worried about the cut. It's just literally a scraping cut. Using the pointed end first. The foot of the screw. It do is, like I said with the optical illusion, is I'm going to go from this thin top that I have here, and I'm going to cup it and make the wall thicker but still make it look like it's, you know, I'm not going to step the hollow in. I'm going to leave it quite thick at the base here but still make it look as if it's kind of going in nicely at the bottom, because what I'll be doing is I'll be taking a lot of meat out from the outside of this when I go carving the claws, because I have to have expose the cup, make the cup look as if it's continuing down underneath the claws when I carve it out. Now I'm going quite a steep angle from this. Like so. It's hollowing out quite nicely actually. Start forming a little hole again in the middle. Now the further my little 1/4 inch chisel gets away from the tool rest, the more it's going to start to sing. You'll get kind of a screechy sound from it. It won't be as steady in my hand, so I have to. I'm sorry? Okay. The side cam. That way. If you zoom it in a bit, then if my head goes in front of it, it won't. Maybe. It's just while to be honest with you, my head will probably be in the way just while I'm looking in for the depth, and once I've got my depth, it should be good. Now in past goblets that I've done, I've actually carved the whole cup away and just left the claws. I'm not doing that with this one. This is going to get noisy, by the way, as I said, because I'm further away from the tool rest. You get more vibration. I can move it in just a tiny little bit, but not too much. I'm sorry? There was a wobble. Yeah, there was a wobble in it. Yeah, just a very slight one when I took the tailstock off, but like I said, there's enough thickness on the outside to overcome that. I just think over time with this shot, it's not as accurate as it used to be, and because it's on a good length, I think it's just, it does move a little bit. I'm just using a little 1/4 inch skew. Gerard, was it? Gerard? Yeah, just a little 1/4 inch skew with a really swept back grind on it. Love this. I use this tool for so much. In fact, a lot of the people that watch my lives probably get sick of seeing the little 1/4 inch skew coming out, because I use it quite a lot. Hi Andy. Oh, bye Andy. See you, Andy. Sorry, I thought you said hi. And hi Barry. How are you? Thank you very much, Andy, for stopping and watching. So there, I've got my basic hollowed out shape there now, and it's like I said, I've left the wall quite thick from kind of here on. That's where the claws are going to start appearing, but it looks as if it's all hollowed out here. And what will happen is, if you could just go on the overhead camera for me, Leona. What will happen is, as I carve, I'll just draw them on just roughly. Once I carve the claws on, they'll be kind of coming like this. There'll be like a claw like this coming down here, and then there'll be kind of one coming up, and it's like it'll be holding the base of the cup, and they'll be coming like this. These are only very rough drawings. Other claws and that coming up around here. But what will happen is, as the claws appear, this cup will slowly change shape and be taken out. I'll be carving all this out, and it will slowly taper down away from the claws, and it'll just look as if the cup is being held by the claws that way. So that's why I've left quite a good thickness. I can show you, give you a good idea of how thick I've left the wall down the base there. Now, I'm not finished yet. I've got to do a bit of sanding and stuff, obviously, but the walls on the base of that, I've left them. They're 3/4 of an inch. It's 3/4 of an inch thick, which is around about 20 mil. So that's how thick I've left it at the bottom. Now, that probably sounds a lot. My top wall, where my rim is, the actual finished, where the bead is, it's only 5 mil, just over 5 mil, 6 mil. No, sorry, take that back. It's 8 mil, which is what, just under half, 3/8 of an inch, I think. So that's, yeah, that's the right thickness. Hi Doug, very welcome. How deep am I at the moment? I've gone in, I'm in 2 inches, so I'm almost at the base of my cup. I need to just clean up the bottom, and then I'll be happy with that. Just shape the bottom. I'm going to use my Hope mini hollower for doing that, because it's great for shaping the bottom. And we're going to go with that. Actually, sorry, it's the Hope. I need to drop my tool rest just down very slightly so I'm still on center. There we go. My head in the way, is it? I'm sorry. So I'm just trying to form the very base of my cup now. And then I'll slowly start doing it up the walls. my head is kind of, it's like a deep thick forest with a pasture in the middle. You have forest and then the big ball patch. Hi Terry, very welcome. Alright, so my depth now I think is, we're basically at the, yeah, near enough at the bottom of the cup. I can go a little bit more, but I don't want to go too far in there because I'm going to be doing a lot of carving where the hand's coming out or the claws coming out of the stem, so I don't want to make the stem anyways hollow because I don't want to be cutting into that later on when I go carving it. Sorry about that head shot again as well. Oh, okay, I don't have to worry about that. Cool. Hi Lionel, thank you very much for joining. Okay, I'm good with that. I like the way that just kind of moseys on down inside there. Maybe just going to take there's a little nubbity nub at the very bottom. Just the transition. Now I just want, if you put your finger into it, I want it to feel like it's a nice transition all the way down, not a sudden step. That's it. I got that. Okay, cool. So I'm going to sand that up a little bit, and then we're going to look at maybe doing a little bit of texture on this rim here, because once I start, I mean, it's not going to have a super thin stem, as I said, because we've got to do a lot of carving. We're going to get our basic shape, but we can do some sanding. Now, as I was saying on the show last night, sanding isn't always a fun experience for people watching, but it is a time for you to ask questions and maybe discuss what you're making in your workshops and things at the moment. Hi Tom, you're just in time for sanding. Just going to turn on my Uva. There is a little wobble on it, but I'm not too worried about that. Like I say, it's going to be carved. Has anybody in the chat turned it and carved much? Do you add carving to your turnings? Adding turning to carving. And I mean, I don't mean just texturing, I mean actual carving shapes, carving recognisable faces and creatures and things like that into your pieces. Hi Dave. Alright Dave. Yeah, Ruben does a lot of carving. Don't listen to him. Just carved an awesome clock. No, I'm power carving, Scott. So I won't be using any. I won't be using any hand tools on this. Maybe the odd skew tip. I don't actually own any carving tools, but I'll be doing rotary carving on this with the cheap Guild yes, there he is. Oh, that sounds cool. Who was that? Debbie? Yeah, I did. I don't know how many you can remember. Can you remember the hands bowl that I turned and carved? I'm not sure if you can remember it. It was two hands like this carved into a bowl. I think it was a cherry bowl. I do enjoy carving, I must admit. It really makes the piece look different, you know. I'm all about different. Yeah, I mean, I have this vac system. I have the charmwood, the big charmwood vac, and it's in the cupboard over there. And I've piped it all the way around this van. There's little ports on the benches that this hoover can just push into. I mean, this is under the bench over there, and I've got 3 ports, and it's on the furthest one at the moment. But it's handy. But not only that, when I put tools on the bench, then I can just pipe them straight to it. And I do have the record power air cleaner, you know, I forget the number of it, the remote control one, that goes up on the roof over there, but I took it down the other day because I was trying to get into the cupboard, but it just slots up onto the thing there. I should, when I'm turning, actually have that back up, because it does get very dusty in this little van. That's actually sounding quite nice in there. This is actually a nice piece of wood, the owner. It's not super punky, so I must have got the good bit. First time I've turned birch. Alright, so you must have got the punky bit in it, so, and yeah. Yeah, exactly. Now I'm not, am I? No, I'm not going to put any finish on the inside of this. I'll sand it and I'll sand and seal it. That's all I'm going to do for now, because I'm not sure if I'll add any details on the inside of it. Like I did have the thought of maybe having one claw looking as if it's pierced through the side, so you could have like the claw showing on the inside of the cup too, like looking like it's gone through the side of the cup. But again, it depends on how much thickness I have left and how the carving works out, whether I do that. But I do want to leave the option that when I'm carving, I'm not trying to carve into a wax finish. Or the sanding sealer is not too bad, that kind of carves away quite easy. Karen carves wood spirits. Oh, cool. And Robert does, sorry I didn't, green men. Oh yeah, I know, yeah, very cool. Yeah, I like all that. I love the faces that get carved into sticks and that, you know, the old men and things like that people carve into. They're cool. Yeah. Send me the link to that. Okay, so that's that. Just go with a bit of 220 now, and then we'll call that sanded inside. This, like I say, this is going to be a piece for me. It'll be my own personal piece. I want a dragon's claw goblet, so I'm going to make me one. Every time I've made a dragon's claw goblet, I've had all my kids say they want it, and I've had other people online saying, "Oh, do you make those? Oh, we'll buy one." And you can't put a price on something like this because it takes flipping hours, the carving anyway. You could put a price on it, but it'd be the price of a small car. Carving Fusion by Geordie Johnson. That's a mouthful, isn't it? Cool. Alright, let's see what the inside of that kind of like that. Sanded nice. Yeah. Hi Adam, how are you? I think my Uber might be a bit blocked actually. Probably down the pipe. Oh, there's a twist in it down here. There we go. Right, so that's that. Like I say, I'm going to sand just inside this bit. Not going to sand any of this, but just inside this. I did give it the 100. I did give it some 120 now, and then we'll do something with some kind of texturing or something. We'll put some sort of design on that little bit there. Hi James. Good few people in tonight. That's great. Great to see you. Lovely. Can't beat a nice walk. I tell you what, it's bitter cold here tonight. Very cold. Herb. See you, Herb. Thank you very much for joining. There we go. Alright, we're going to add a little bit of texture into that, so that's as far as I'm going to go with that. What have I got that I'm going to use for some texture? How can I... What have I got? Ooh, what have I got? Ooh. Don't sing, Steve. Don't sing. In Canada, eh? Whereabouts? Alright. I just found a little bag of white cotton that smells really nice in my cupboard. A quick sniff of that. Yeah. Yeah, I thought I had my little texturing tool here, but I dunny have it. That's annoying. Oh, I love you too, Adam. Where'd that come from? Where'd the love suddenly come from, Adam? Yeah, maybe he's talking about a different Steve is right. Oh, let me just look down here and see, do I have my little do-flipper ding-dong? I don't think I do. No. Dang it. I thought I brought my texture in. Oh, poo bums. Got anything I can use? Yeah, my genie. Shut your face. Yeah, kind of made me laugh too. Alright, well, let's see if we can do maybe... I don't know. What should we do? Have I got my blowtorch here? Oh, I've just found my little light. Cool. Well, there's preparation for you. I thought I brought it in, but obviously I didn't. And I don't think I have my blowtorch here either. Thought I had that here too. Ooh, just went a bit funny there. Oh, I do have my little blowtorch. There you go. We can do a little bit of texturing with that. We'll do some control fire. It's never controlled when I do it, folks. Don't listen to me. I just want to darken that ring, that's all I want. I would have liked to have put some kind of texture on it, but maybe I'll do it when I'm carving. Just get rid of these tools over here, and we'll get rid of a lot of this sawdust so we don't have a major fire on our hands. Just enough. It's not going to be huge flames. That'll do. Alright, I'll turn the hoover off because it's annoying. Right. See you, Steve C. Enjoy your food. Oh, right. Aw, thanks, Adam. Love you too. Right. So, I'm just going to put... Oh, right, it's okay. No, it's okay. I thought it'd run out, but it hasn't. I just turned it down. Just got a small flame, and I'm just running the... I've got the torch on the tool rest, so I'm not moving the torch, and I'm just spinning the piece round really slowly. And what I'm doing is I'm just mottling the inside of that groove that I've put in and bringing out the grain. Go around a couple of times. Doesn't matter if it kind of escapes around and goes onto the bead. I can always clean that up again in a second. But it's a controlled burn, nice small flame in the position I want it. Exactly. This is a perfect little blowtorch for doing little detail work like this, Ruben. And I'm sorry if you're disappointed with the amount of fire. And normally these things flare for me as well. There you go. That's just... There you go. So that's just that. I'm just going to use a little bit of paper towel and run the piece and just rub off the top surface of the burn. Not sandpaper, because that'll actually sand the burn away. And that's not what I wanted to do at all. So just rubbing the charred parts of it away. Yes, Gerard, I am. I am Creator Kit's Island. That is me. That's a little side business that I have. Indeed. There we go. That's because the OBS is real time, and so now I'm just sanding off the burn, the scorch just on that was on the bead. By who? Bye, Keith. Thank you very much. Alright, nearly got that. Who said that? That's cool, Adam. That sounds plausible. Yep. To be honest with you, I'd say texturing tools have been around for many years. Alright, so I think I've pretty much cleaned up that. Not too worried about little dinky dinks, but push too hard on that. I burned in my finger, Lona. I'll do for that. Right, so now I've got that little burny burn, and it just looks like a burny burn in the middle of the groove that I put in. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get my little 1/4 inch skew and night liner at the edge of my burn. I'm just going to put a cut there. And cut there. Now, because this is wobbly, it's probably going to cut deeper in one part than the other. We might try and get that to sit straight now with the tailstock. I won't put any finishing inside it yet. And see, can we try and straighten it up with a block or with the cone. I have a cone. Will that fit in there? Yeah. Yeah, I'd say texturing tools have been around for a while, is right. That's still a little bit off, but it's giving it a bit of support anyway for the next thing. Yeah, where's me? I don't know why that went off so much, but it doesn't matter, man. Where's my... Where'd I put my... There it is. Found it. I'll just go a little bit deeper. Hasn't cut at all in one side and has the other, but that's all right. That's all right, mama. I can carve the detail into that and it will give it more of a rustic look. Kind of looks cool actually, where it only comes in around here and then not there. Do you see that? Comes in one side and back out the other. It's not too bad actually. Kind of like it. Clean up that. I should have done that detail before it moved. I could turn it away, there's enough thickness on it, and do it again, but I'm not gonna. It's my goblet, I'm not worried about it. That'll do. Okay. Okay. Interesting. And where did you put that pole? Unturned away. Oh, unturned away. Okay. Yeah, that is interesting. Yeah, I think the whole earworm experience is personal preference to people. I've said what I prefer, but yeah, I mean, you know, there's all sorts of different opinions out there. Just want to see, did I straighten that up at all? A little bit. I might get a better groove in there now. Yeah, I just did a little bit, but do you know what? I'm not worried about it. It's given that rustic kind of old look in there that I kind of like anyway. So I'm honestly not bothered about it. It'll all come into its own when I put the claws into it. All right, so now let's do a little bit of shaping on the stem. Hi Brent. Put my shield back on for this, now that we're on this side of it. Just going to roughly take away the waste. bead. I could take it away this way too. There's all sorts of ways you can take away the waste. There's a little knot, I think, there. Oh, that's the vein, I'd say. I'm thinking. Now, what I want to form is, I want to form like a shoulder coming out. But it's going to be further down. So I'm going to slowly start deciding where that shoulder is as I work my way down here. Still continue with my goblet cup. Again, I'm not worried about this being off because it will be lost in the carving. For those that have just joined or haven't been with us for the whole show, I'm going to be carving a dragon's claw holding this cup into the cup. So I'm not too worried about the finish on it and the overall shape because, like I say, I'll be forming the cup through carving. Hi Ian and Jim, how are you? Good night Gerard, I'm sorry about the issues that you're having. I hope that you get them sorted for future lives. It is annoying, I've been there myself. There we go. Right, so that's kind of the shape of the cup I want, and that's where I want my shoulder too, so I'm going to start coming in here now. And decide what size I want that shoulder to be. I'll be carving out of this shoulder too, a little bit. Okay, I think that's about the size I want, happy with that. Now before I take any more out of the stem, I want to form an undercut in that, and I'm going to just use the edge of my skew to get in there and do that. Yeah, it's the crown half inch. Yeah. My banana visor. Need to just touch up this skew, 1 second. Touch it up, a bit high, I think. And again, this is just to get the overall kind of cup shape as it goes into the stem. can carve the rest. That's just a slight undercut that I put in there, and now we'll carry on with our stem. So, and again carry on down. How are you doing on time, Leona? Okay, so we're starting to see the shape that I'm going for here. I'll actually use the roughing gouge to get rid of some of that bulk now. It's okay. Change it back to that camera again and I'll see what the issue is. Okay, so do you see where it says the video capture device? Click the little eye on and off. There you go. No, there was no panicking. It was more of a, oh shite, what have I done? These are quite aggressive cuts that I'm doing, just to get rid of the bulk, and then I'm going to sharpen my gouge. You can look away. I have nothing to hide. I have nothing to hide. Not on that computer, anyway. You think I'm stupid, do you? Okay, I'm just going to sharpen this gouge. I did leave the bank details there, Leona, so you know, if you want to just top that up, I'd appreciate it, because there certainly isn't anything to rob out of it. Yeah, I think if Rob was on it, I'd probably be live feeding to Japan or something by now. Yeah, that's one way of stuffing me, is right. Yeah. Is that Rubber Dub causing trouble again, is it? Shut up, Rubber Dub. Stop giving her ideas. So I'm trying to go for a bit of a gothic look, but also leaving enough on the stem that I can get some carving in there as well. I'd actually enjoy knitting classes. I kind of know how to knit. My granny taught me how to knit, kind of. I've probably forgotten a lot of it now, to be honest with you. But, just a subtle hint of Mr. Chips there. I don't like the way Leona's giggling. It's like, mwahahaha. Hi, Steve C. Steve C. Steve C. Are you on Facebook at all? No? Or Insta? Because we would like to link you somehow so that you know when the banana lives and stuff like that is happening. Oh, look, that's pretty. I like that. It's really pretty. Yeah, so I like that shape. I will be carving some of this out, and then the claws will be coming into the bottom of the cup here. But overall shape, I'm actually quite happy with that. I will sand the bottom of this. I'm not going to take it off. I'm not going to part it off. The reason why is because I can hold my chuck in my carving vise, and I can use the Dremel to twist and carve it. Just going to sand a little bit of this tear out here away, but there's no tear out here. It's actually a really nice piece of wood liner. It's come out really nice actually. I'm happy with the shape. What do you think to the shape, folks? I know it's kind of a basic Gothic type shape, but that's what I was going for. Do a little bit of sanding. Do a little bit of sanding, and then we'll call it that, because I'm not going to do any carving this evening, folks. Cool. Okay. Thanks, Nick. We do. There is a web page as well, Steve C. Forkingbananas.com. So you can. I can start putting updates and links onto that, I suppose, as well, couldn't I? That could be a way for people to. But then that's a public website. I do have a calendar as well, folks, that I try and keep up to date of all the live shows, not just mine, all the live shows that I'm told about and that I see, and the owner kind of throws a few to me as well, and other people say. So if you're doing a live show, or you've heard about a live show or premiere that is happening, let me know, and I will add it to. It's a Google Calendar, so you can access it, you can add reminders onto it, and the calendar will remind you. And you can choose which shows you want to be reminded about. You know, some shows might not suit you, you might not be into some of them. So, you know, you can pick and choose which ones you want to get reminders for. And it's a lot more reliable than the YouTube notifications. Thanks, Debbie. Yeah, thanks, Adam. That's kind of where I'm going with it. I'm not going to decide where I'm going to part it off yet. I don't know if I'm going to keep a thick base or make it a bit thinner, or just leave it that thick and add a little bit of a bead and then just sand the tenon off. We'll decide that when we go carving. Lots happens when you go carving. Things change, design change and stuff like that, but I'll probably jump on again in the next day or two, do another public live, because I'm off for the next 10 days on COVID alert, while I'm waiting for results and stuff. I have to get a second test in about 8 days time, so I'll jump on and just carve away at this, maybe do an hour at a time or whatever, and carve. But that, folks, is kind of the shape of it. The tear out, most of the tear out got sanded away there. It's actually a really nice piece of wood to sand. I've only gone 100 grit on that. I'm not going to go much more than that, because like I say, the carving. But that's the shape, folks. Yeah. Yeah, so because it's so the design of this is what I'm going for, is it's going to look as if the claw has burst through the stem. It's come up through the stem and has kind of pushed the cup up a little bit and is holding it. That's what I want it to look like. So it'll be, you'll have the, I think dragons only have 4 claws as far as I can remember. So it'll have 4 claws around it, like a thumb claw, and then 3 fingers holding it. And I have got to carve it in a way that the cup continues down inside here. That's why I put the undercut in there, that I've got somewhere to aim for when I go carving it. But yeah, is that a crack? Thanks, Scott. That's actually sport in there. I thought it was a crack, but it's actually a piece of sporting that goes around there. I was like, oh no, it's cracked, but it's not. It's a sported line. There's another one there, wiggles and squiggles. But yes, I like the shape. That's a goblet for you. It's hollowed out to there. So, and it's, like I say, the wall's quite thick because we want to get our carving into it. I'm not going to take it off, but we'll leave it at that for this evening. Well, do you know what? Is the pattern? Yeah, the camera's showing pretty well, isn't it? It's showing the pattern. So, yeah. So that's it, folks. If you'd like to just put me back on chair can, thank you very much, Leona. Well done. So, what is the general? Hold on. What is the general consensus to the camera work and stuff like that, folks? Do you prefer it the way it's been? How do you find it? What do you reckon, guys? Thank you very much, Leona, by the way. Oh, I'll just do the old banana thing. Thank all the bananas. I've now got to add Steve C to it. But we have Anna, Eva, Leona, Debbie, Maggie, Sarah, Carol, Steve R, Wayne, Daniel, Ruben, Stacy, Brian, David, Steve, Joseph, Tom, Richard, Gav, Jeff, Robbo, Rob H, Rob S, Lenny, Jean, Yappy, Leonard, Ian, Zed, Stephen, Nick, Hobby, Stephen, and we also have Steve C now, who I'll add onto that list now as an official banana member. Thank you very much for that, Steve C, for joining. If you do join as a banana member, it costs the price of a cup of coffee each month, a couple of euro, €2 I think it is, which is about £2 I think, or just under £2. I think it works out that it's $2, £2, €2, whatever it is, per month, and it gives you access to the membership of, we have a private chat on Facebook, which is just nuts, bonkers, talks about everything. Everyone shows off their work and everyone talks about other stuff that's going on and live feeds and stuff like that, what they're doing. And it's just a lovely little community of 30 or so people. It's really nice. And it's not just, we're just there as a big fam. It's great. We kind of talk and discuss with each other and stuff like that, which is great during these COVID times, to be honest with you. During lockdown, I think it's really good to have kind of somebody you can talk to that's outside of your own little family. There's a web page, and then also every Sunday evening I do a banana live. It's a members live where we just mess about and do stuff, and I turn random stuff and generally don't finish it. But that's Adam. Ooh. Oh, sorry, Adam. I will add you to the list. It happens every bloody week, doesn't it? I've put the wrong one up again. I did have Adam on there. It was on there. He's there somewhere. Adam, my apologies. I will add you on to that with Steve. Well, I've got you on it, the other one, but I'll add Steve C to the other one. I've got so many of them that when I update them, I don't delete them, and then I click on the wrong one, and it just goes bonkers. I'm sorry, Adam. My apologies. It's not done intentionally. You are a huge part of our community and a big player in the community, which is brilliant. Yes, so thank you very much, everybody who is a member, and also thank you everybody else that has come in this evening to watch the show. Yeah, sure. I tell you what, Leona, you could just may as well just log into my computer and do the show, and I'll just sit here and watch and say thanks. That's it. Yeah, Leona doesn't do talky, and she doesn't do cameras, so it kind of works out perfect. So yes, thank you very much. I will probably go live again. What are we? We're or Thursday. Do you know what? I'll probably do some carving on the banana live on that, and then maybe whatever is not finished I'll do on Monday or Tuesday next week, and we'll finish it off. So yes, we'll do a part 2 and a part 3, and the carving generally doesn't take that long once I've drawn out the pattern and stuff like that. So, oh, a bit late, Rob. Bloody flipping heck, Rob turns up just as I'm finishing. Leona, do you want to just show Rob the goblet? Any of the cameras? Oh, well, it's down here. Sorry. There you go. I'll do it. So, oh no, that was weird. That was weird. I couldn't do it because you had control of the mouse. Are you doing it or shall I do it? I'll do it. There you go. There you go, Rob. I did a gothic design goblet there this evening, Rob. I haven't took it off the chuck. That I'm going to be carving the claws of a dragon, you know, like the one I did before, into this, holding the cup. So that's what I did. And we've gone very technical, Rob. Look, watch this. I'm going to hold my hands up here and watch. Look. Boom. And again, do it again. Boom. 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 Oh, look. Yay! Leona's controlling my cameras. We've gone very, very testicle altogether. So, that's it, folks. I shall see you all again. If you're a banana, I shall see you on Sunday. And if you are not a banana, I will see you on Wednesday evening, maybe sooner than that if I do a pop-up live. I'll see you on the Rob and Steve show Wednesday for the podcast. Other than that, I see what you're doing. Yeah. Why has Rob got a peanut? Oh, right. Okay. I never typed the owner's awesome, but she is. But anyway, thank you very much, everybody. I shall see you all next time. It's been a pleasure. Thank you very much for joining, and goodbye. Would you like me to end the stream, Leona, or would you like to do the honours? Okay, I'll end it. So, thanks, everybody. Bye! Oh, no, hold on. What are we? We are forking bananas. Fork in bananas. That's what we are. Thanks, guys. We'll see you again soon. Bye!